Tour Striker Nation, so take a look at what I've got here. I've got the elevated aim line. This is the Tour Striker Toolbox. I've got two of the aim sticks. Naturally, you can't do this on a mat, but on grass, it's great. And at the golf school, what we find is a lot of people they'll zip their golf club a variety of places. They won't have the three-dimensional motion of an on-plane club, especially hitting a pitch shot. So, we set in here, you don't need a ball for the moment. Kind of get your club organized. You can see it's pretty easy to set up. If I want to adjust it, I can just pull it out of the ground and relocate it. But the feel of this is, can we, with a narrow stance, let the club work back up and in, down out to brush the grass, and back up and in the other side. So when you've rehearsed that a couple of times, give yourself a little bit of margin. I've got an inch or so from that shaft. I've got a narrow stance. I've got to choose the energy with which I want to let this ball get inspired to move. And then let's go ahead and let the ball get in the way of this event, hit a little shot. And there's a little pitch shot that's rolling out nicely to the hole. So this is a game changer for a lot of students because they don't really understand the shape of the swing. They're trying to make the club head go down the target line. So down the target line is something the ball will do. The club head works, as you can see, up and around me. When I'm finished, my club is inside up from the target line. So when people have this awareness, square stance, even though the toolbox is elevated, I can look down and I can visually see that my toes are in a good spot. My club face is square. I can see the hash marks on the toolbox. So I've got a square relationship. Now can this club work back up and in, down out to brush the grass, and back up and in. Let's energize it, collect the golf ball. What I'm trying to avoid is obviously hitting the toolbox on the way back or clanking it on the way through. And you can start off, you can do short little shots even, much shorter than the one I just hit. Short shot, let the ball get collected, hold that finish. Just get used to this inclined event, this circular back up and in, down out to brush the grass, and back up and in, because too many people are trying to guide the club head to the target. The only thing that goes straight is the golf ball. And with your elevated aim line, you can see that. Even when you set up with the golf ball underneath the elevated aim line, here's a above plane exercise. I'm going to move a little bit toward the front of the elevated aim stick. And now the same thing, I've got a sensation where the club can work back up and on plane underneath it, down, out, and forward. The ball gets clipped. Just a different awareness for the shape of a motion and how we move this wedge. So on the other side, give yourself about an inch clearance. You can move back to the middle if you like. Again, what we're trying to avoid is that club moving too in. That's the common move I see. And right away, you're not going to be doing that. So narrow stance, a little closer to your work on these little shots. Choose the speed you want. Gather that ball, let the ball get in the way, let it release to the target. That's going to help you hit a lot better wedge shots.